Hi, people. I'm gonna read this story. If you didn't know what it was already, it's called Dash Dreams by Landon. I'm gonna read chapter 1 today because I accidentally said I wouldn't read this fic, even though I really said I was gonna read it as soon as I finish shipping and handling, but because I'm a little bit not exactly bored, but I got tired after that hour read. I'm gonna read his or her first chapter of this story because it really isn't specific. So recovering from a little cold, so bear with me. A rainbow streaked its way across the sky above the busy little town on Ponyville, its beauty shining down onto the pony-filled streets, going unnoticed by most who found the beautiful spectra to be common life among. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, I'm butchering this. The beautiful spectra to be common among life in the colorful and almost too happy community. It worked its way from the edge of Whitetail Wood all the way across town, a slight arc giving a natural look as it rocketed through the blue sky. Although rainbows were a common sight in Equestria, this particular one had held significance to a young and upcoming filly in town. She watched the rainbow come towards her. At its head was her hero, the pony whose opinion she regarded over all others, Rainbow Dash, the coolest, fastest, and most agile Pegasus in all of Equestria. This particular one, oh, sorry, kind of shrank down the words. Just, I know that I'm not going to be hypercritical about stuff, but next time use tab. Voila, she had style. She was always her coolest, and someday she would teach everything she knew. This had, thus far at least, not been true. Dash barely took notice of her in her fans' undying loyalty and praise, something the colorful mare thought to be commonplace in her presence. The rainbow tip disappeared over the horizon, its tail beginning to disperse slightly as young Scoodloo sat mesmerized by the intense array of colors. Losing track of reality, momentarily she found herself in midair, crashing her scooter with friends in tow. The group of Philly Crusaders spilled across the ground with a series of thuds and short skids. Ow! Scootley brushed herself off. What was that for? Sweetie Belle called out as she got to her hooves. I just, wasn't watching. I said sorry. The orange filly flashed a smile at her fellow Crusaders and righted the scooter/wagon combo. Now come on. That's okay. Let's just get back to the clubhouse. I don't think we was meant to be Cutie Mark Crusader super spies anyhow. I think we may have upset Mr. and Mrs. Cake today. The earth pony Philly hopped back to the wagon and helped Sweetie Belle climb in as Scootaloo pulled forward, buzzing her small wings and propelling them quickly through the town and into Sweet Apple Acres where they could find their next plan for getting their respective cutie marks. Back at the clubhouse, deep in the orchard without further incident, they tried to work out new plans for the quickly ending day. Scootaloo tried to help with the planning, but continuously found her mind drifting away, back to the star athlete. Imagined her soaring through the sky and bursting clouds without even touching them. Her amazing ability was something the filly desperately wanted to obtain. She knew her true destiny was alongside her idol. However, without the ability to hover, what could she do? Looking at her small wings, she wondered when they'd finally grow out. I'm never going to get anywhere with these tiny things, she thought to herself. Forgetting their plans for crusading that evening, she apologized to her friends and told them that she had something to take care of. With an annoyed grunt from the two, they agreed. Orange Filly stepped outside and started a short trek into town. I'm sure Twilight would be able to help me out. She knows more than any pony, she said to herself as she approached the large tree, holding the library and its bookish keeper. Stepping inside, she called for the older unicorn, who was studying on the other side of the room. Hey, Twilight, I need to ask you something. Got a minute? Oh, hey, Scootaloo, where are your friends? She looked curiously down at the small foal. You're not trying to be a cutie mark crusader kidnappers or whatever it was again, are you? She said in a less than joking tone as she looked around her. The last experience she had with the crusaders landed her bound and gagged in their clever path. uh, it was far from the ideal night. Her rescue had taken longer than she would have to like to think about. She was still working out the joint problem. My gosh. Oh no. Oh no, we learned our lesson last time. I need your help with something. Sure. Sure thing. What do you need? Well, you're a smart pony, and I was wondering if you knew where my wings would get, bigger. The orange filly extended her small wings and gave them a wiggle, unamused by their lack of surface area. Well, I don't know for sure. It's different for every pony, but I'm sure it won't be much longer. Some Pegasus ponies are just late bloomers. It shouldn't be more than another year before yours begin to support you fully. Although, without flight school, it may be a little longer. I can't wait a whole year. Isn't there anything you can do? Scootaloo pleaded. Flying comes naturally to you Pegasuses in time. It's not something I can speed up with my magic. I'm sorry, but it could cause some pretty serious side effects. Small wings are better than no wings after all. Not really, she mused before responding. Fine. The forlorn filly, I love that, gave a disheartened huff and turned to leave the library. Twilight began thinking of new solutions, not wanting to disappoint if she could help it. Her eyes fell on her saddlebags in the corner. Wait, what if I give you something strong until your wings grow? Twilight levitated a small, oddly shaped bottle over to herself. This should help a little bit at least. She sat if on. I think that was meant to be it, but it says she sat if on the floor by. Okay, but I'll go with it. What is it? She asked, giving the small bottle a sniff. Inside was a fine green powder with a strange odor. It's a natural mix. I got it from Zecora. It helps your body work efficiently. It's for all the late nights I spend on my hooves. I just picked that up yesterday. Mixed a little scoop there into your water, wait a little while, and then go exercise. She smiled as the filly's mood was noticeably lifted. Her mind worked around what she was told. Thanks, Twilight. I knew you could help. She gave the older unicorn's foreleg a hug. Aw. And dashed out the door with a bottle and disappeared. Scootaloo returned to the clubhouse to find it empty for the night. She walked to the corner where the pile of blankets and various items were pushed. Under these was a small box containing all her personal items. She had them hidden so her friends wouldn't know she was living in the small headquarters. She opened the box and carefully placed the bottle she had received inside. It was getting darker now, and she could practice tomorrow. Pulling the cover over the small cot that was originally placed for sleepovers, but now served as her bed nightly as she curled up and drifted off to soft sleep. Satisfied with her day, her dreams were full of life and flight. She found herself high above Ponyville, perhaps higher than any pony had ever flown before. At her sides were majestic wings, large and strong. Looking down, she could see the familiar form of Rainbow Dash, swooping about with her standard magnificent form. She clove as fast as she could. The thrill of falling was far greater than flying for her. She spread her wings and used her speed to push past her scion idol. Challenging her, Dash cut up and maneuvered quickly. I don't know why, but it is not scrolling down. So, feel free to either wait a bit and hang on with it, or I'll just pause the recording. Well, that was random. It just randomly stopped, okay? Well, I guess that's it, so thanks.